Hi guys, so this is the other guy. I want to show you something, and it's about tools. Remember that tools that I put up on the on YouTube last month? Well, I broke it. It sucks. Um, and I'll show you the tool here and some of my other tools, Craftsman tools, in this bag. See, it says Sears right here. Anyway, I just came back from Sears. You see the receipt here? That's Sears written all over it. There, show you Sears all over it. Those little writings here, they're writings, basically they're telling me and you that this is what they did to my tools. These are a repair kit. Okay, so they repaired my tools today. And I have a story to tell you about Craftsman tools and Sears and the warranty and stuff like that. That's why I made this video. So anyway, it's about these tools. These are ratcheting tools. They're ratchets. Ratchet wrench. So anyway, remember this tool right here? Last month I bought one. And remember, I was trying to decide whether or not to buy the Chinese made or Taiwan made tools. Anyway, I picked up the Taiwan made tool. Remember? Yeah. Well, this is Taiwan made tool as well. And I was thinking maybe this is a better build, but anyway, this is how the story goes. So anyway, I just picked this up. I've used, ever since I bought this tool right here last month, I used it about 3 times and I didn't even abuse it. Okay, so basically last night while I was working on installing my air conditioning compressor in my truck, it was a very tight space. I put an extension into this for about I think it's a 4 or 5 inch extension, and I put a 12-inch socket on it. Reached it in. It was kind of tight, so I kind of wiggled this in, and I felt something give as I was doing this, as I was tightening it. And then this thing starts, it just gave. I pulled it out, looked at it, and it was able to do this. And it was able to do it reverse. It was broken. So I said, what a piece of crap. It looked really nice, but as they say, never judge the book by its cover, right? So anyway, I don't know if I have any more faith in this design. This thing just broke, and so what I did was I went to Sears and tell them, hey, this is what happened. I didn't even use any string. I went in, just wiggle it in, and try to, tighten it, and it broke. So I showed it to them, and without a word, they went into the rack and swapped this in. So, that's the warranty on this one. As far as fixing it, they didn't even bother fixing it. They just gave me a new one. So that's the story on this one. I kind of doubt the quality of this, and I kind of doubt that it'll hold to constant use. I'll report it to you when it breaks. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so this one right here. This one was given to me, was bought by my wife when she and I were still dating in 1995. She bought this set of Craftsman. During that time, the Craftsman was still made in the USA. I used it up until 2010, and it started giving way. So basically, it didn't work anymore. So I went to the store and I said, you know what, I'll just get another one. At that time, I didn't notice, I wasn't aware that Craftsman started building the tools in China. So I bought this one thinking that it was made in the USA, but nope, look at that. If it was made in the USA, it would have said USA. Okay, that's the difference here. Outward, look at that. You can't tell them apart. Outward. Now, I can tell you that the USA one, this is the USA one, when you put them together, the USA one has a different sheen to it, a different color. I think you can see it in there. This is copperish, and this is aluminum-ish in color. Okay, I hope that you can see that. So anyway, this thing worked for a long time. I used it a lot because I like to tinker, and it finally gave up its ghost. So I rested it. I laid it to rest. And I started using this in 2010, and recently this thing gave up its ghost. And so it's still a good quality. Oh, here, I want to show you this. See that? They look alike, but just because they look alike doesn't mean that they are the same. See, that's what I learned. So I took these two broken wrenches into the shop, into Sears, and this is what I learned. Okay, outwardly they look alike. They feel alike, but they're different color. Okay, they're sort of like they have a different color to them. Okay, when you put them together. What's the difference is that, and this is what I found out when I was watching them rebuild this thing, is that the mechanism in here and here, they're different. That's what they said. And the Sears people who rebuilds these, they said that it was actually, well, it is, not was, but it is actually harder to build the Chinese one versus the American one. Okay, that's what I learned. So I'm thinking that this is more simple than this one right here. But as far as durability, the American one lasted me until 2010, and I bought this set in 1995. So you do the math. That's over a decade of usage, constant usage. I liked it. This one, I bought it 2010. Right now it's 2017. I used it for 10 years. Gave up its ghost. It's still good, but it's not as good as this one. Okay, so that's the story behind these two. Alright, so this one right here, made in the USA. See, Craftsman. So anywho, I bought this after this one, the Chinese one here broke, and I bought this. No. I bought this about 2 years after I bought the Chinese one, and it didn't hold well. It broke about a year after I bought it, and I just never used it until I laid it to rest and never bothered with it. I'm thinking that the durability of the gears in here, they're not that great. It only feels good outside, but it's not that great inside here. So never judge a book by its cover. This looks sleek and sexy, but the gears in here, it doesn't really hold up to constant torque applied to the handle. It could be that because this handle is longer, I'm able to exert more torque into it, and thereby causing a failure here. But anyway, that's what I got from here. Oh, so with this one, replacement parts for the gear in here, no nonsense warranty. I took it in, they took a look at it, and the lady goes, "Oh, you know what? I have one in the repair bin already. I'll just swap it with you." So they got one. This one was very similar to the quality that I have in my, with the one that I brought in. So they would just straight swap this one. Okay, and then this one right here. Okay, here's a story on this one. With this one right here, I bought it almost the same time as this one. Uh, this one actually broke earlier. Didn't take that much of abuse. What I meant abuse is torque. You know, this thing actually is not really good. I'll be honest with you. Um, so shortly after I bought it, it didn't even last a year, and the gear in here gave up its ghost. So I just laid it to rest. Um, I like the flex head, but I didn't trust this thing because I've had a couple bloody knuckle with this one. I had a couple bloody knuckle with this one too. And so I just didn't trust these anymore, so I laid it to rest. Today I took it to Craftsman. Oh yeah, to Sears, and what they did was the minute they saw this, they gave me a replacement, a refurbished one. I didn't like it because that one had undergone a lot of abuse to the handle. It looked like somebody had used a hammer onto the handle here, and you could feel you could see the marring was pretty bad. But they wanted to trade that one with this one. So I said to them, you know, I'm not really comfortable with that one because I don't like to abuse my tool like that. You know, tools are not meant to be hit by a hammer. So then they looked at the second one. They gave me a second one, and the second one, the flex head here didn't feel right. So I said to them, you know, I don't really like this one. It's too loose. So they said, okay, well, we could rebuild it for you. So then they decided, and then what they did was they ended up rebuilding this one, and that's the story. They didn't ask me any questions about warranty issues. The minute I brought this to them, I walked in the store like this, and I said, you know, these are broken. So what they did was they didn't ask any questions how I broke it. All they did was took it to the counter and they started working on it. And that's Craftsman Sears warranty for you guys. And that's my experience with Craftsman, is that they will rebuild this thing in front of you. I don't know of any other brand or any other stores like that, but given the fact that it doesn't really hold up on, you know, not abuse, but work. After this, I don't know. I'm gonna try using these again, and if they fail on me again, I'm thinking about switching brand. I'm not a guy that'll use Snap-on, Matco, or Mac tools, so I know I'll never gravitate toward those tools because I don't make fixing cars as a living. It's only as a hobby, and so I think that these are the tools for the hobbyist, the handyman type, and that's why I stuck with Craftsman for so long, and that's why I have Craftsman. However, the only bone that I have to pick with Craftsman is that I don't like the fact that they have taken their company out of country and have other countries build their tools for them. And that's the only thing that that's the beef that I have with them. I want to see tools with the branding USA on them. That's the kind of tools that I like. See, branding USA. Look at that, USA. And that's my beef with today's tool manufacturing company, is that they try to hide their branding. This one is made in Taiwan. There's another one just like this one, and it really sucks too, and that one's made in China. So I'm gonna look into eBay to see if they have one that's just like this, but it's made in the USA. You know, folks might look at me and say, "Hey, dude, you're Asian. Why are you saying that? Why are you hating on Asian countries?" It's not about being Asian. It's about being patriotic to this country. And I've always, regarding tools, I've always liked American-made tools. It's the quality is way better than other countries. Um, that's just my thing. Okay, so I'm not being racist against Chinese, Taiwanese, and other E's. I just want good quality tools, and I think America makes the best kind of tools there is out there. And so, hey, that's just me. If you don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to watch me. But anyway, I'm sort of like an all-American tool guy. So if I could find right now in Sears, they no longer carry American-made Craftsman. Okay, and if you want to get American-made Craftsman, this is what I found out. They're on eBay, but they're very few right now. And so I just wish Craftsman will pick up their act and ship their job back in America. Okay, so anyway, that's my 2 cents.